for Elena and the team to have invited me for this talk, this presentation. So first of all, I will talk about my journey, how I came to create a company. In fact, I was born in Belgium, so very good life. I have my parents who are diplomats, and until 7 years old, I was really having a very nice life. And we came back to Rwanda, still very nice life. And suddenly, sometime in Africa you have political situation, and then suddenly we had to run away, only with my mother and 4 children, and we went to Congo, DRC. So from this nice life, we became refugees. And as refugees, we didn't have access to electricity, we didn't have access to water. So imagine the shock of a small child who really passed from one situation to another one. You don't have television, you cannot charge the phone. At that time, there was no mobile phone, but still, there is a lot of things that we don't have. You cannot have a radio, or if you have a radio, you need to have the batteries to charge them, etc., etc. So, very difficult situation, but we were lucky. We managed to overcome and to study, thanks to my mother, very nice lady. And I went to study in Belgium. And then after that, Belgium, of course, we had good life, even if we are a student. And after that, I went to work for different organizations in Africa, in different places, Middle East. And 30 years later, I saw the same situation, and I said, oh, still a lot of people don't have access to electricity. I was coming on vacation in Rwanda, and no access to electricity, the same story with children, you cannot study during the night, and so on and so on. And then I thought that even if I love my job, I was working for the International Committee of the Red Cross, very good opportunity, traveling all over the world and saving lives. Okay. And I say, okay, maybe I can do something on my own to help this issue of access to electricity. And after long reflection, I took the decision, and I took some unpaid leave to see how I can go and work and create a company in solar energy. In fact, I made it very simple. There's a lot of solar, a lot of sun in Africa. There is no electricity. Simple. Okay, let's do like this. Let's see how we can create a company in solar energy. And I started a company which is called Munyaneza. And the idea, the goal was to make a sustainable business, of course. But another point, very important point, since I knew what it is not to have electricity, but it's to also provide access to electricity, but also to really see how we can make the difference in terms of capacity building. I consider that I had a good education, I had a good experience all over the world, globetrotting all over the world, having experience so I can share with younger people. And also the condition of women. I mentioned to you that my mother was alone with 4 children in Congo, and I could see how it was complicated as a woman to really be, I was lucky that she was confident, but to be respected, to be considered as equal level, and also a big frustration of my mother. When she was young also, she wanted to study, to go to university. She could not go because the father told her, you are a lady, you are a woman, you will go and marry, then your husband will take care of you. You don't need to go to school. And worse, I didn't tell you, but when she was at secondary school, the father also refused to pay, but she managed by herself when she was 12 or 13 years old to find a way to pay her own school. And she was paying her own school when she was at secondary school. And try to imagine, during colonial time, a young lady paying her whole school. This was really impressive. So, because of all of that, I said, okay, I can also make the difference and see how I can promote women. But doing still business, not doing charity or something like that. And that's how I came back. And I had some challenges. Besides the challenges of not accessing electricity for people, despite the challenges of the country where more than 50% at that time people didn't have access to electricity, I had my own, me as a person who started a business in Rwanda. First of all, my experience. I had experience in the humanitarian world, not in private sector. So, but I said, okay, I can still manage. I'm not an engineer. Solar energy, maybe it's better to be an engineer. I said, no, I will manage, I will learn by myself. Okay, I will not be an engineer, but I will learn by myself. Rwanda, as I told you that I didn't grow up in Rwanda, I spent like 5 years, so when I was a child, so I didn't know the country. Okay, I speak the language, but still, it's another world. But I say, okay, I have experience all over the world with the Red Cross, with Médecins Sans Frontières. I was very overconfident, in fact, I can tell you. We talk about confidence, but I was really overconfident. I said, I went to different places in the world, so I will manage everything. And I was also, I said, okay, I have my, how do you call that, my savings. I will manage also with my savings to create a company. And of course, the theory and the practice is different. Even if you do your homework and you analyze the market, still the theory and the practice is different. And I saw also that there was lack of skill. Solar energy was something new 10 years ago in Rwanda. So people with skills in solar energy is difficult to find. Purchasing power customers, sometimes we overestimate the purchasing power of people in rural areas. I have seen that so often. And also being a woman, an African woman, in a male-dominated sector, but not only male, sorry to say that, Western males, and Chinese male, and Indian male, so all of that makes you, oh, how will I manage in that situation? But again, and as I was a little bit very confident, I said we will manage and we will see how to handle the situation. And very rapidly, I was confronted with my first big challenge. There was these two international companies who came in Rwanda, and they came with 6 million euros of grants from EU, European Union. And I said, how will I compete with them? They came and really they invade the market. So it was really difficult. So I said, okay, let me turn a little bit. I will not do solar home system because it is in Rwanda. I will go to other kind of solar equipment, solar water heaters, solar PV, photovoltaic system, but bigger than the one they were doing. And also, you know, when you are passionate, you are motivated by your passion. So I was ready to break the wall, to really do my business, and that's how it works. I had to build everything from scratch, networking, the knowledge of solar energy. I had to do some training online. They were teaching me how to size, basic sizing of solar system, how to really to understand the system. And with my colleagues, progressively I built a team. I started alone, and I was, you know, when you start a business, usually you do everything. So I was doing everything from finance to technical, supervising the technical team, going on the roof, even if I didn't have before, but I understood what it was, following the installation from A to Z, following the customers, the sales of the customers, to be sure, because this was really my first experience in Africa in solar energy. This was really, it was a pioneer, it was something very different from what people were doing also. So the idea also was to train people by myself and to find partnership, to be able to train them, and also with limited resources to see how we can do capacity building, gender-sensitive capacity building. I mentioned to you that how woman gender lens is very important, so we were really doing that and slowly building the company, supervising finance. My telephone number was also installed in all installation, so I could follow the installation of each situation, each solar installation. Why I was doing that? To be sure that the customer care was the perfect one so we can get more customers. And then at the same time, training and doing capacity building. That was the first 3 years. And then after, I could hand over progressively different tasks and delegate more. So, we hire people progressively. Now we are 30 people. And with this team, last year we were like 20, now it's 30. But with this team, we really managed to build a company and to have a system, a business model, which was adapting, we were learning by doing, adapting our business model all the time. How do we adapt? We saw that there was a problem of purchasing power. We put a system of payment by installment. We see that there is a challenge linked to quality of the product. We look for different quality of the product. Again, this was life-changing, pioneer company, and we managed to really put in place all this system. Putting also in addition the fact that it's a female, there is a female value. We have 60% of our staff, we managed to make 60% of our staff female out of the 30. And really important to show that it's possible and to be a role model for the others. And also extending in Rwanda and in neighboring countries. What do we mean by neighboring country? We have DRC and Burundi. This year we install our company in Burundi in partnership. And also next year we will go to DRC, which is a big market. You have to know that in these two markets, we have 11% of electrification. So there is really huge possibility for us, not only for us and Munyaneza, but also for the competition. Hence, we really progressively, we change our, we extend our offer from solar water heaters to solar PV, to solar street light, and last year solar cold room. Solar cold room, something very important for the agriculture sector, where it's look very normal here to have cold room, but in our countries it's something very exceptional, so we do that as solar cold room. We also change from a simple installators of energy system to installing with a system of payment, facility payment. And we do that with various partnerships. What do we do? What kind of partnership we can have? We can have partnership, as I mentioned, for capacity building, but also we have partnership also for geographic extension. I mentioned Burundi and DRC. We have partnership also to look for funds, something very key when you work in this environment, and also partnership for technical assistance. We have 2 offices now in Burundi, in Rwanda, and 1 in Burundi. What is the impact that we have? Besides the fact that we have impacted women, we have 60% of our staff are women, we have also impacted women in terms of beneficiary. We have, for low-level population, majority 70% are women. We have impacted them also, 60% of them are women. 70%, sorry. We have impacted providing clean energy to 780,000 people. This is not a small amount, but we want to do more. There is a paper for me. I cannot read from here. Sorry. Yeah. We reduced carbon emission by 5,000 tons. I need to be quicker, it seems. And thanks to the team, we managed to be part of a competition, what we call Africa Business Hero competition, where we were part of the 10 finalists. And we do also capacity building with a university which is called Stanford Seeds Transformation Program. We are with them and we want really to extend with them. So we have now, at the stage we are now, we know that there is a lot of opportunities in Africa, in Rwanda, in DRC, I mentioned to you, and other places. We want to tackle this opportunity. More than 100,000 million people just in the Great Lake don't have access to electricity. So we want to tackle them. And also, there is a lot in Africa, a lot of things are happening to provide access to electricity to people, to energy to people. Incentives in terms of capacity building incentive in terms of fiscal reduction, in terms of VAT reduction. There is a lot of incentives, grants, to really promote energy in Africa. So that's why we want to do more. We are not satisfied. We want to do more. We are looking for finance. We want to develop and extend our market, not only in these two countries that I mentioned to you, but all over Africa. We want to do more also for capacity building, integrate women. We want also to do more in terms of smart, high-tech, because it will be a tool to increase our access to the market. And we want to do more, something very important. We have noticed that during the COVID crisis that there was challenges in terms of price, in terms of supply chain, and we want to make in place a manufacturing system for solar equipment, which really reduce the supply chain delays, and also which will reduce the price of solar system. So, thank you very much. Just to tell you the last thing, because they are telling me that I'm too long, the last thing is that we are doing now a crowdfunding with a German company which is called Better Vest, to be able to do all we want to do, and we are also looking for equity. So I call you, all of you, to continue and to really participate, to fight and to adapt to climate change, like we are doing in solar energy. There is a lot of youth, there is a lot of possibility in Africa to really participate to that, and especially women, female women, let's take care, let's promote them together so we can really compensate and promote gender equality in Africa and in Rwanda specifically. Thank you.